Hello, 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 Brutus! I like that smile. Today I'm gonna look at your hand. We're not gonna do any manicure or anything, just look at your bones. Is that alright, yeah? Okay. So, here. 27 bones you've got. 8 carpal bones, 5 metacarpals, 12 bones in fingers, and 2 in the thumb. Metacarpals are long bones. The proximal quadrilateral base articulates with the carpals. The distal rounded head articulates with the phalanges. So you've got a shaft in the middle. Phalanges, you've got 3 in each finger and 2 in the thumb. Joints, we've got carpal, metacarpal. We've got metacarpophalangeal, distal interphalangeal. Proximal interphalangeal and distal interphalangeal. Basically, they act in one plane, closing objects. And let's start with the metacarpal joints. So the first metacarpal articulates with trapezium. The second metacarpal articulates with trapezium, trapezoid, and capitate. The third metacarpal with capitate. Fourth and fifth articulate with hamate. They are reinforced by the dorsal and palmar ligaments from 2 to 5, and each one receives 2 bands. You've got also intercarpal ligaments holding the carpal bones together. Metacarpophalangeals, basically you've got the convex head of the metacarpal articulate with the concave base of the proximal phalanx. They are synovial condylate joints, and the movements are flexion, extension, abduction, and abduction. They are reinforced by collateral ligaments, the volar plate anteriorly, and the extensor tendon posteriorly. Phalanges, you've got 14 long bones, 3 in each finger and 2 in the thumb. They are reinforced by collateral ligaments, the volar, fibrocartilaginous, and the dorsal teeth and expansion. You've got this at the dorsal part. You've got the extensor tendon, creates an aponeurosis, and basically is reinforced laterally and proximally by lumbricals and interossei tendons. Blood and nerve supply, you've got digital arteries and digital nerves. The median nerve supplies the second, third, and fourth, the lateral bit of the fourth, and the ulnar nerve, the median side of the fourth, and the little finger. Thinner muscles are supplied by the median nerve, flexor pollicis brevis, abductor pollicis brevis, and opponens pollicis, and all the other intrinsics are supplied by the ulnar nerve. Let's talk about the thumb. So we've got carpal, metacarpophalangeal, and 1 interphalangeal joints. At the carpal metacarpal, we can say there's a saddle joint, loose, allowing dexterity. We can find 6 movements: abduction, adduction, extension, flexion, opposition to position. Lies deep to thinner muscles: flexor pollicis brevis, opponens pollicis, abductor pollicis brevis, stabilized by the abductor pollicis. We've got ligaments. We've got the radial carpometacarpal ligament, which goes from trapezium into the lateral aspect of the metacarpal, and also we've got anterior and posterior ligaments, which they tout the posterior part tout in flexion and anterior part in extension. The metacarpophalangeal is a synovial condylate joint. It's reinforced by palmar and collateral ligaments, and posteriorly reinforced by the extensor pollicis longus. Movements mainly flexion extension, which is carried out by flexor pollicis brevis, flexor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis longus, and extensor pollicis brevis. The interphalangeal has got 1 degree flexion and extension, so we're going up here, and is reinforced by palmar and collateral ligaments. Then we need to talk about the hand grips. So we've got hook grip, and it's from the 2nd to 5th. Obviously we've got the thumb that is not intervening, and the metacarpophalangeal is extended, whereas the proximal and distal interphalangeals are flexed, as we see here. Then we've got the palmar grip, so it's flexion of all fingers to hold things. We've got the pinch grip, whereas we've got metacarpophalangeal and proximal interphalangeal flexion, whereas we've got the distal interphalangeal extended. And we've got a pincer grip, which is for more precision, so we've got all joints actually flexed. Got also the lateral prehension, like for the key grip, and we see an isometric contraction there. And finally the lumbrical grip, which is basically, as we see, metacarpophalangeal flex, whereas the dorsal, or whereas the proximal and distal interphalangeals are actually extended. And that's it. Yeah.